go over to the head coach about a second, Michael Corleone, and he'll talk to you more about Lorenzo and his amazing story. And actually, I'm going to bring you over. All right, here they are.
How you doing?
Right here.
How you doing?
This is
How you doing?
Michael Corleone.
Michael Corleone. My name's Tom.
How you doing, Tom?
Nice
Tom
to meet
is
you, brother. How are you?
famous Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, we're going to go up to the speed bag. Sure.
All right, your turn.
Go on. Nice.
2 times. Okay. 2 times.
Come on, champ. Come on, champ. Go on.
No. That's 2.
Go on. 3 times. 3 times.
3.
Yeah.
Like that. Now switch.
Go on. Yeah.
So 2 and 2.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. I like that right hook there.
Rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest.
Okay. He's going to take a little breather.
All right.
Yeah. Talk to Michael.
So I came across you. I'm from Birmingham, UK. Birmingham.
Are you not from Brooklyn?
No, I'm from Birmingham, UK, England.
I'm kidding.
I love the accent, though. I love the accent, the Brooklyn accent.
Accent? What are you talking about?
Your voice, your accent.
I got an accent.
Yeah.
You got an accent.
Do you think I have?
Yeah, a little bit.
You try and do mine, I'll try and do yours.
No. No. I could never pull that off.
Yeah, I don't think I could. Well, I could try, but anyway. But here we are. We're here. The reason that I've got in contact with yourselves is because of the work that you're doing. So, Michael, if you want to leave Lorenzo for a second and just talk to yourself for a minute.
Okay.
Give me a bit of your background in terms of boxing, in terms of the gym, and have you always been into training people with disabilities or
No, it was completely by, I want to say accident, but technically I'm supposed to pull this down, but I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm 6 feet apart from everybody. Okay, so it was, I don't want to say accident, but I guess you could say accident. It was just by chance. Lorenzo had called me one day, and when you speak to Lorenzo, his speech is much better than it was 2 years ago when I first met him.
Right.
When I spoke to him for the first time on the phone, it sounded like it was like some drunk guy was calling me, kind of messing with me about taking boxing lessons. So I was, of course, very polite because I'm a businessman. And, the man wanted to know what time classes were and how much they cost. So I explained to him what it was.
You thought he was drunk. You thought he was drunk.
Right. I thought it was just some drunk guy calling me up. So or it was somebody pretending to be drunk. You get a lot of jokers calling the boxing gym. Everybody wants to be the next Mike Tyson.
Yeah, of course.
So what happened was the guy called me and I gave him the whole all the info, and he never came in. So I didn't think nothing of it. Like I said, I thought it was a prank phone call anyway. Well, weeks, maybe even more than a month went by. Guy calls him again, and his voice was very like you ain't mistaking his voice for somebody else's.
Yeah.
So he asked me the same info. Again, I gave him the same info. I explained to him. I said, okay, class on Saturday morning at 9:30 and 10:30 in the morning. Weeks go by, maybe more than a month again goes by. Calls him up a third time. Except this time I was in the middle of teaching a kids class at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I was in a little bit of a, you know, I was a little busy at the time. So I was a little hasty when I spoke to him on the phone. Hey, listen, guy, if you want to come, you come. Do me a favor, please don't prank my phone anymore. Hang up the phone.
Yeah.
About a half hour, maybe an hour goes by, and I see this guy in front of my door. Now I have two big glass doors to come into my facility. I see this gentleman walking up to my front door with a walker on. So my heart dropped. I felt like the biggest jerk for being rude to this individual on the phone. So I run to the door. I open up the door. I let him come in, and if you could see the desire in this man's eyes to do everything that it was I was asking him to do, and obviously, he was extremely limited in what he could do. But he was, a matter of fact, I want to show you something.
Still going.
Okay, so what he has come so far that I'm at a loss for words and how to explain how far he has come.
Can I
But
ask, can I ask you something before you continue?
sure, sure.
I'm sorry to interrupt and continue afterwards. But do you know a man called Michael Watson?
I'm sorry. Say again, please.
Do you know a boxer called Michael Watson?
Michael Watson.
He fought Chris Eubank.
I know Chris Eubank. I'm
Yeah,
not familiar.
Yeah, they had two fights, and the second one, Eubank knocked Chris Watson out with an uppercut. And he had permanent brain damage, and it kind of reminds me the way that you're talking about speech. It reminds me of this guy. But
it's unless I guess maybe you're in the sport, you may not really understand the difficulties that fighters go through. Now Lorenzo wasn't a fighter, and my buddy Donnie, who is also going to be here in the video, wasn't a fighter. But to know this brain injury problem, it's it's very humbling. For a person who
so he got shot, but he wasn't he did box before he got shot.
no. He just he always liked the sport.
Yeah.
And I guess he had some things that were on his bucket list. I guess you could say before he had gotten shot, and after being shot, I mean, he was shot in 2013. I didn't meet him until 2019.
And what do you through being in your boxing gym since 2019? What improvements have been made? Do you think it's made improvement?
It's almost. I'm speechless when I try to explain to people, and that's really how all this has come about. Because what happened was he was making such great improvements that I started videotaping what he was doing. You know, and it wasn't like I was bragging about what I did.
Yeah.
I just happened to be the
Amazing.
person that he did it with. I'm bragging about him.
Yeah.
You know, if this guy, if people had the want and the desire that this gentleman has, we'd be a much better off world.
So you talked about the desire in
Yes.
in Lorenzo
Uh
that you haven't seen in many people.
huh.
Do you think that was caused by nearly dying by a near-death experience?
You know, I would have had to have known Lorenzo before the accident to know the true answer. From what I am told, his mother tells me that he was always that kind of person. Like he was never gonna let nobody say you can't do something.
Yeah.
Uh, Unfortunately, this accident came about, and this is how I'm getting to know him. But I can only imagine how strong of a man he must have been mentally before the accident. Because an accident like that certainly could tailspin a guy into suicide or drinking
Yeah, of course.
or
Yeah.
what have you.
Or just not making improvements on the disability that you're.
Right. He's not like using that disability as a handicap or a crutch. Now I want to bring you, please allow me, I want to bring you to my other
Cool.
favorite student, Mr. Donnie. This is Donnie. Dad, you want to tell Donnie's story, please?
How you doing? So Donnie was
My one was a mess.
so on January 12th,
My name's
2006.
Tom. My name's
Good.
Tom.
I'm sorry.
My name's Tom.
Your name's Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good. Mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So my boy here, Donnie, was hit by a car walking home from school 5 years ago. He suffered a traumatic brain injury, a ruptured spleen, some broken bones, and he was blind, deaf. He was 12 years old at the time, and he was in a coma for 3 months, 2 or 3 months. He wasn't expected to live, and if he lived, he was going to be paralyzed. He'd be in a wheelchair the rest of his life. He'd probably be blind and deaf the rest of his life. And Donnie's a fighter. He fought through everything, and now he's a boxer. So
Yes,
it's pretty
Donnie.
awesome.
Yes, Donnie. Yes, Donnie. Let's see, Donnie. Yes, Donnie. I respect that, bro. I respect that. Sounds like you went through it, and fair play to you, Donnie. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play. You're a fighter. That's a proper fighter.
Yes, you know, and so what happened? Like I said, this has kind of become my calling in life. You know, I was a fighter. You know, and you know, I was not a very successful fighter, but it has been my calling. I have, aside from these two gentlemen that I train how about a half a dozen autistic kids. And now I was called 2 weeks ago from an autistic school to train another small group of autistic children that are a little bit higher on the spectrum. So you know that has become my calling in life now.
And what age were you when this became your calling?
Well, I'm 51 now, and I've known Lorenzo for 2 years. So
You look a bit younger.
I'm 50. I was 49 when I met Lorenzo.
Okay. So that's quite late in life to get this kind of calling.
Yeah, I guess. Listen to me. You know, in life, you know, I'm a little bit of a God fearing man these days, and I just realized that God has a calling for everybody. When you find out what your calling is, some people find out their calling very early in life. Some find a little bit later in life. I'm glad that I found mine. I'm very happy that I'm being able to bring the joy. Like I said, I mean, I've just met Donnie recently, probably about a few weeks ago. But Lorenzo and I've known for 2 years, and to see the smile that I brought to Lorenzo's face was, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I was without words.
yeah. Because you're lit. Yeah, I don't have to explain it. I think that emotion can't be put into words. I don't.
No, no.
Like with people like Donny and Lorenzo, like how many people do you have in the gym that have kind of difficulties that you help through boxing?
Uh, over a dozen.
Okay, and
Over a dozen. I have at least 8 to 10 guys that are on the autistic spectrum. Some very high functioning, and some very low functioning autism. Uh, then I and now I have 2 guys here now that have disabilities from different reasons. The car accident, the gunshot. So but I'll tell you something. When I first opened up this gym, I opened up the gym. Like I said, I was a pro fighter, and at the end of my career, I certainly didn't make the big money. So, what am I gonna do with myself now? I put 100% of my life into fighting, and
how do you
I didn't
spell
make
your
them.
name, Michael?
Say again.
How do you spell your name, Michael?
Michael
Yeah.
Corleone. C is in Charlie. Orleone.
Did you fight Michael Kessler?
Yes, I did.
Did you? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Mate, yeah. So I know Michael. So you got to a good, you got to a decent level. Like Michael Kessler for Carl
Yeah,
Froch,
no,
Carl Froch,
yeah.
uh, world champion.
Mr. Michael Kessler said to me, I don't know, I think it was
Sorry,
his
Michael. Do you mind
father
if
or his coach, had said to me, he says, "You could take some hell of a punch, huh, kid?" I do all right.
do you
He
mind
could
if I
not.
call? Do you
He
mind if I
could
call?
not. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that, mate. I've got a weak bladder. Fucking weak bladder. Um, yeah. So quickly, just talk to me about your pro fight and your highlight, because fighting Michael Kessler, you must have got to like quite a high level. You you must have got to like, who was the best opponent that you faced?
Uh, who was the best puncher? It might have been Adrian Stone.
Mm,
Rivera, who was a
yeah.
former world champ, who actually he went on to become a world champ.
Did you ever compete for like an interim title, or did you ever?
Yes, I did. I fought Scott D. Pump for the IBO junior welterweight title, and well, he ended up with 56 stitches in his face and the belt. I walked out without a scratch, so I don't know how that worked, but that's
And
how it happened.
talk to me about how you think about boxing, because the other day, obviously you said that you know who Eubank is, Eubank Senior. Eubank Senior did an interview the other day where he was asked about his fight with Michael and the aftermath of it, and how it caused Michael permanent brain damage. Do you just take that as part, like in this part of your life now, looking back? Do you still love the sport of boxing, or seeing what it does to certain people?
I have to. I've always lived a very clean life. Never done drugs. I didn't really drink. And thank God, I've walked out of the career with my brain somewhat intact. I always tell people I wasn't a rocket scientist to begin with, so I don't know if I'm any
You got
less smart than I was.
but if you get to that level in boxing, there's different levels of intelligence. So you're putting
Yeah.
yourself down there because you've got boxing, you've got ring intelligence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Uh,
a scientist wouldn't have that. You've got intelligence of movement. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
read.
I mean, like I said, I guess maybe I'm a lucky guy. I know plenty of guys that I came up the ranks with. That they've been hit a couple of times too many. And then I've been in with guys that you would never know they were boxers to begin with. Uh, boxing takes its toll on people differently, and I'm just very lucky to say that I had a very long career. I had 38 pro boxing matches. I had about 40 some odd pro kickboxing matches.
Okay.
So I've never been knocked out. Very thankful for that.
And I suppose like the people that you're working with now are like people with autism. Obviously the shot to the head and stuff like that. It's not people that actually were damaged through boxing. It's more people that
Oh no, no,
had
no.
issues
They,
outside of boxing, and then you help them through boxing.
uh, uh, for people to say that boxing causes people to be to have Parkinson's, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Michael J. Fox, the famous actor, he has Parkinson's. He never boxed a day in his life.
yeah.
I actually train some people who have Parkinson's. They never box. None of them have ever boxed
Tell
their
me
life.
one boxer apart from Muhammad Ali. Tell me one boxer that has developed dementia or Parkinson's.
Case in point.
There isn't.
Case in point. That's
One
perfect. That's
that
perfect
yeah,
example.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I can't think of any, to be honest with you.
No, there's
Uh, there's a difference between people that have been punched in the head one too many times. I'm not telling you that getting punched in the head is good for you, but I don't think that is as big a problem as people make it out to be. You know, uh, you know, uh, I'm sure you're familiar with all that's going on here in the United States right now with the racism and it's just people making things out to fit their narrative. But, you know,
and has COVID affected what you're doing at the moment at all, or
has COVID affected me? It did. It did for a short time. But when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade.
yeah, like that?
You just figure ways of you know going around it. I have a saying or a sign here in my gym. I'm going to show it to you in a moment. Give me a second.
You got a
I'm
good
gonna
you got a good setup.
say.
You got a good setup. Good setup.
This. Look at this. Can you read that?
Yeah, I can. I will. End of story.
Amen. Every day in my gym, everybody that walks in this door, they repeat that saying. They stand in front of the sign and they repeat it. I have them repeat it 3 times. And the third time they have to repeat it, they have to say with real sincere meaning. And I make everybody do that because
But do you do
listen,
that every day? You do that
every day,
every single
every
day.
day, every day, no exceptions to the rule. Everybody has to say it every day when they walk in my door before they even do anything, before they jump rope, before they do a push up. I will, end of story. All right, because it's very empowering. If you don't believe that, then you're in the wrong place, as far as I'm concerned. All
Especially
right,
what
listen,
you're doing.
life's gonna knock you down. you get two choices. You can lay down and stay down, or you can get up, brush it off, and say, "Okay, let's go again." That's been the story of my life. I've been knocked down many times, but I've never been knocked out.
I feel like I could do an interview on just yourself, Michael. But obviously the topic is the gym and helping out people. But I feel like you've got a backstory that would, I feel like you've got a backstory yourself that would make a good interview.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing you, sir.
I said I feel like you've got a backstory yourself that would make a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
story.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
We're, like, we're on here because of your gym and the way that you're helping, Lorenzo and people that have disc difficulties, brain difficulties, and stuff like that. And you've got this gym that's helping them through boxing. Um, but I find you an interesting person as well. Just speaking to you, I feel like there's a backstory to you yourself as well.
That there is, sir.
Did you grow up? What running it back to your neighbourhood, your upbringing? Was it hard? Was it a hard upbringing?
Well, I grew up in, for the most part, I was born in Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah,
and at the age of 11 or 12, my parents said, "You know what? We're gonna move the kids out to Long Island, to the suburbs, so they can have better schooling and a better upbringing." So that's what my parents did for us, and I didn't start boxing until I was about 20 years old.
really.
I was, yes, I was. It was a complete fluke. I was a cross country runner. I used to love to run, and so one day when my father had opened up a clothing, my father was in the clothing business. He had a clothing manufacturing company in Long Island, in New York. Excuse me, in New York, and they opened up a factory in Puerto Rico. Now we're Italian. We're not Puerto Rico. We're Italian. And my father opened up a factory in Puerto Rico. Why? Because they were still able to say "Made in the USA." They were hopefully going to have a little bit less expensive with their labor. So my father went there with a whole bunch of tax incentives and went on to open a factory in Puerto Rico. So my father said to me, "All right, son, we're gonna open up this factory in Puerto Rico. I want you to learn the family business." I said, "Hey, Dad, why can't I learn the family business in New York?" He said, "No, because I'm going to be in Puerto Rico. You're going to come with me. You can come with your father and you'll learn the business." I said, "But Dad, I don't speak Spanish. We're not Puerto Rican." He says, "Well, son, this is where we're going. This is how you're going to learn." "Okay, Dad, I'll do what I'm told." So I went to Puerto Rico and I learned the family business. As I was learning, I went out for a run one day.
Mm.
And every year for about 1 week, they have the Festival of Patronales in Puerto Rico in each
Yeah.
to one of the towns. So that week they were having the festival, and they had boxing one day out of the week. So I was out running one day, and I just got done running 5 miles, and I finished the run in the middle of their town square. So there was had a boxing exhibition going on. So like any other inquisitive guy, I went over to watch and see what was going on. Well, I used to call my father the king of Comerio, el rey de Comerio, and because he employed 500 people, so he's somewhat of a big shot, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So I was watching the fights, and I guess like everybody kind of like knew who I was because of my father.
Yeah.
So this guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey kid, you have a box?" I said, "No." He says, "You want to fight?" Yeah, okay. I was a 20-year-old kid, and I had a lot of cojones. So I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll fight." He says, "All right, if you don't want to wear headgear, we don't have to wear headgear." everybody knows in the amateurs you gotta wear headgear.
Yeah.
But they were setting the white boy up to get murdered.
Yeah.
So they set me up with their amateur champion. So I got in the ring. The guy says, "Listen, when you get knocked out, don't feel bad." I said, "Knocked out? Ain't nobody knocking me out." He said, "Well, you never fought before." I said, "No, sir." I said, "Never boxed before, but I fight plenty." Yeah, well, boxing and fighting are two different things. So when you get knocked out, don't feel bad. I said, "Okay, no problem." Got in the ring. The guy hit me with a couple of jabs in the nose, gave me a nosebleed. I went nuts on him.
Animal. The dog
Oh
came.
yeah, straight up animal. And I'm not telling you like I had any skill. I just went out like a complete beast, and I ended up knocking him out in the second round.
With no technique.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So we ran home. We ran to my father's house, and told me and two of the guys that worked for my father told him that you know, your son won by knockout. My father was so mad at me because he said,
Mad.
yeah, he was mad because he says, "Do you realize that if you would have lost, how that would have looked on the family?" I said, "Yeah, well, I didn't lose. I won, and I'm going out and having a drink."
Wait, I don't
We
get
went
it.
out and we
I don't get it.
celebrated.
Why would it not be good on the family?
I'm saying again.
Why would it why was he mad? Why would it
Well,
be good on the family?
because my father comes from Italy. My father has a very old school mentality, and
Oh,
if had I lost, that would have made the family look bad. So, and because I wasn't a boxer, I would have expected to have lost. Therefore, my father was more concerned about that than he was anything
oh,
else. So, but needless to say, I wound up winning by knockout.
yeah.
And so all these different gyms kept calling my father for weeks, maybe months, to get me to come to their gym and box. My father said, "No way, my son ain't gonna be no boxer. He's not gonna be no dummy, hanging out in the boxing gym. He's gonna learn the family business, and that's what he's gonna do." So it took weeks, probably months, for me to convince my father. Finally, I convinced my father, let me go to this boxing gym. And I wound up picking the right gym. I picked the gym. The guy's name was Manny Siaka. Manny Siaka had like 17 world champions out of his gym.
Mad.
Guys like Wilfredo Rivera, Julio Hervasio, Juan Nazario, Edwin El Chapo Rosario.
Yeah.
So like if you were a boxing champion in Puerto Rico, that was the gym you trained in. So naturally, being in that gym, I got to spar with all these different world champions. I was sparring with Juan Nazario when he lost the title to Pernell Whitaker. So I was in there with some big name guys, and tough guys, and I was what they called a chata. I was like, just they throw the white boy in there, to be a punching bag.
But
But I
were
but,
you a
but I
nice
learned
guy
a lot.
at this point? At this point, were you a nice guy? I mean, like the way that you view and the way that you help out um, the people that you do at the moment and the work that you're doing, helping out people that you're making a massive difference to people's lives. Have you always been that guy, or back then were you a different animal? Were you a different animal? Or
Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I was saying goodbye to someone. I I I, I want to say yes, but I can't. I might just be me doing this to myself. Uh,
no, look, you
I've always been, I think, a good guy.
yeah.
And I've always tried to help.
Yeah, it sounds like your dad was a good guy, so you probably got it.
Yeah, no, no. One of the things I can say that I did learn from my father was to help those around you be better. And the better you make them, the better you'll be yourself.
That's exactly what you're doing now.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is exactly what you're doing now. To the T. And the only, I live in Birmingham in the United Kingdom, and I came across your page.
Mm.
So that just shows that the reach and the inspiration that you're showing with the boxing page.
Thank you. I'm very humbled by the love that I'm getting from so many people around the world in regards to Lorenzo. I'm just
Not
the
just Lorenzo as well.
yeah, I'm just the catalyst. I just have to be here while Lorenzo's doing all these amazing things.
Yeah,
This is it's not about me, and I'm not trying to make it
yeah,
about me.
yeah.
I'm very
It
happy
gives you
that Lorenzo's
context.
in my life.
That's why I wanted to speak a bit about your career, Michael, because it gives it context. It gives the whole thing context. But I want to finish up with a few words from Lorenzo, if he can, if he's around. If he can give a message.
Yeah, just give me one minute because we got News 12 here too. I'm sorry. How much do you need me?
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
I'm sorry. Just give me 1 minute. Would you do me a favor? Hold this phone over to Lorenzo because I want to interview Lorenzo as well. I have to go for an interview for News 12. So he go talk to Lorenzo.
Okay, brilliant.
All right. All right, Lorenzo, this is Tom. He wants to ask you a couple questions.
Hey, Tom.
Yo, Lorenzo, how you going? How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you
I'm
today?
good, thank you, mate. I'm good, thank you. I'm thankful for you agreeing to do the interview as well. So I'm from England. You know England, Birmingham. You know Birmingham.
From England.
Yeah, you from England.
Yeah, I'm from England, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I came across the page that you've got set up, the boxing page, and I've seen a bit of your progress. Like, and I'm a big fan. I think you're doing amazing work, and you're going to inspire a lot of people.
Thank you.
Lorenzo,
Yes.
obviously you had a really hard time in your life a few years ago that
Yes.
completely changed your life.
Yes.
What would you say to someone who was in the same situation? How would you give how would you, because you had strength to come back and be a proper fighter, comes back. You've come back, you've not given in, and you've improved yourself even when people were saying maybe you couldn't. So have you got a message to people out there that are going through hardship?
Yeah. I didn't hear that last part.
He didn't hear the last part.
Have you got a message, Lorenzo? Could you take the mask off by any chance, just for a second? Just for a minute. Cheers, thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lorenzo,
Yeah.
a message to anyone that's been through brain trauma or been through big difficulties that changed their life, a message to them of how to continue or how to improve or not to give in. What would you say to them?
I would say just keep on trying, with whatever you do, and work hard. And it's not gonna be easy to gain whatever you're trying to accomplish. And don't think that it's over yet, because it's not over until God says over.
I love that. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate having the interview as well, and you having me on. And good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with continuing your continuing your health and good luck with your health and everything like that. Good luck with your boxing as well. I've seen you on the pads, Lorenzo. You got that right jab. You got that right jab. I'm liking that. You got to work on the left though. You got to work on the left straight one.
Yeah.
Thank you though, Lorenzo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
And you, mate. And you, mate. Thank you.
Good job. Good job. All right, boys.
All right,
Is
mate.
that anything else?
Well done. I'm very thankful to you. Pass my regards. Pass my regards on to Michael as well.
All right. Best regards. I'm gonna bring you over to Mike so he can say his goodbyes.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Yes, Mike. Yeah, just had a few words after Lorenzo, which is it's good. His speech is pretty good, to be honest.
It's much better than it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Your recording's gone off, mate.
Yeah, they are.
Back on.
I thought that was you that went out.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to end this because
yeah, no problem. Listen, thank you for honestly, I appreciate it so much, mate. Thank you.
You got it, mate.
And yeah, good luck with the future. Good luck with everything. Continue the
Thank
good
you.
work, mate. I really, from the bottom of my heart, keep going because you're the good information.
Bless you. Thank you very much.
Bless you, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.